The county of Cornwall is well known as a holiday destination, an ideal place to enjoy a stroll across the beach or a beautiful landscape. What Cornwall is not known for is sport. The county has experienced little in the way of sporting success, with its two biggest representatives being rugby union side Cornish Pirates and football team Truro City. But these two sides are part of a project that could revolutionise sport in the continent, that project being Stadium for Cornwall. Before we go into the stadium, it's important that we find out about its tenants. Truro City are by far the most successful football club from Cornwall. In 2006, they became the first Cornish club to win a national trophy after defeating AFC Tottenham 3-1 in the final of the FA Vase. Cornish Pirates, meanwhile, have long harboured ambitions to partake in the top flight of English rugby union. But both sides face a common issue: their stadium. The Cornish Pirates Stadium, Mene Field, does not meet the required standards for top-flight rugby. Truro, meanwhile, have had a long-standing issue with where they play. The club initially announced plans back in 2005 to build a 16,000-seater stadium on the site of their ground at the time, Truro Road. These plans were rejected, however, by the local council. Truro, after coming close to liquidation, sold Truro Road with the intention of using the funds to build a new ground. They were given 4 years to find a new ground from the sale, but failed and were evicted. They were forced to ground share with Torquay United at Plainmoor Stadium, a ground that is 2 hours from Truro. 2019 was a year of significance for Truro City. They returned to Truro Road after plans to turn it into a supermarket were called off, and they were also purchased by Cornish Pirates. Truro soon after agreed to leave Truro Road once and for all, and ground share with Plymouth Parkway until 2022, when Stadium for Cornwall is meant to be completed. So those are our tenants, but what is the Stadium for Cornwall project? After their initial plans to build a new stadium were rejected, Truro and Cornish Pirates began to share plans to develop a stadium that would accommodate both sides. The Cornwall Council published a feasibility study in March 2011 that suggested building a 10,000-seater stadium in 3 Milestone, and estimated that the cost of building such a stadium would be between 14 and 24 million. Upon entering the 6th tier of English football, Truro City were told that Truro Road would not be suitable for the National League, and as a result, both clubs were in the position of the stadium not just being a want, but a necessity. After a rally was held and a petition delivered to Cornwall County Council, planning permission was granted in late 2011. However, Cornwall County Council said they would not fund the stadium themselves, and the funding would have to come from private sources. The project was on hold until 2015, when the government indicated its intent, after winning the election, to support Stadium for Cornwall. Planning permission was also granted in 2016 for a surrounding retail park that would help fund the stadium. But by 2018, work had still not got underway. Unsurprisingly, funds promised by the Conservative government had not materialised, and there were doubts whether the stadium would be built at all. It was established that the project would cost around 14 million, and in 2018, Cornwall County Council agreed to contribute 3 million towards the project. It has, however, proved difficult to find the rest of the funding, and with the effects of lockdown restrictions, plans to start the project were put to the side. As of 2021, the project is still very much alive, but the longer time goes on, the less faith people will have in the project. At the time of recording this video, 11 million has been raised for Stadium for Cornwall, but the project has applied for 14 million more. However, in the recently announced autumn budget, no pledge to Stadium for Cornwall was announced. A sports concussion unit that had been added to the project was something people were hoping could help secure further funding, but at the time of this video, government funding for the project appears to be in limbo. But without the 14 million they have applied for, an alternate plan can be found. Current Pirates chairman Paul Durkin recently revealed that should Stadium for Cornwall not get the extra 14 million from the government, then a smaller, 6,000 capacity stadium could be built instead. As it stands, the hope is for the project to begin in early 2022 and finish in time for the start of the 22-23 season. An ambitious turnaround, but big results require big ambitions. And so, with the project still up in the air, the question still remains: will Stadium for Cornwall ever happen? And if you're looking for my opinion, the answer is yes. It might be one of those things in sport, like Mike Ashley selling Newcastle, that just seems like it will never happen, but one day, out of the blue, it finally does. Stadium for Cornwall is simply too big an opportunity to let slide, and the determination of those involved must be commended. They have been dealt with blow after blow, but they have not stopped in situations where others might have done, and I look forward to the day where Cornwall can boast a stadium they can be proud of. The stadium will put Cornwall on the map, in a sporting sense, and make up for lost time. For a county with a population of around 500,000, Cornwall does not have a sporting profile to match, and the changes that could be brought through the completion of this project would revolutionise the fortunes of both Cornish Pirates and Truro City. It will provide a new away day and the opportunity to bring many more supporters along to enjoy a new matchday experience, whilst also providing jobs for many more in the local sporting industry. Having sporting representation in the Football League and Rugby Premiership would be huge for Cornwall, and I, as one who has been following this project for many years, hope that these dreams can be realised. It has, and will continue to be, a long road to get the stadium built, but the results that will come at the end of it will be well worth the wait.